Hello, friends. It's old Larry. Thomas Joseph Bukovac from the great state of Ohio, Northeast Ohio, where my mother's house that I grew up in was a 3-minute walk from the banks of Lake Erie. You could walk down East 320th Street and you could literally be staring at the Great Lakes in 3 minutes. Lord, it got cold up there in the wintertime. I'm telling you, friends, the kind of cold that a lot of people that live in the United States know nothing about. I've got my Otis Gibbs approved coffee. I love how he starts off every video talking about his coffee. What's up, Otis? So I decided to change strings on the best guitar I've ever owned. This Shot. I've been playing this on sessions a lot. It's 58 burst, and this is one of those guitars that likes fresh strings. I got to be honest. You guys know how I love old strings, and I kind of love the sound of dead strings. But this guitar loses a bit of sustain when the strings start getting shot. It's got great sustain, and it doesn't have the same kind of magic when the strings start getting a little shot. So I'm gonna swap them. It's hot here. Lord Jesus, it's hot. We're in the dog days of summer, my friends. So I'm trying to be out here in the garage. There's no air conditioning in this garage, of course, so I'm out here before it gets too crazy, trying to get these strings off. I don't know why I'm even worrying about it. I don't have a session for a few days because I'm for the next few days I'm doing some intense moving. Moving time is here. I'm actually a little nervous about the whole move, bunch of dudes coming over here, grabbing all my stuff, I'm not really sure how much I should prepare, but I suppose we'll figure it all out in a minute. I said to many friends of mine, I've got one move left in me. One last move. I think I got the energy to pull off. And that's going to be it, friends. I don't care what happens. I will never see another moving truck in my lifetime after this, Yeah, the D string's got... I played the shit out of this thing. I've been using it a lot. I brought it to Ocean Way the other day, and I was doing a power chord kind of capo thing, and I looked over at Danny Dugmore, and he was just like, God damn, dude. That thing sounds good. It's got something special. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what it is. How to describe it. You know what's really funny? Totally unrelated. I suppose it was a week and a half ago or something. I came out here and I was going to do another string change video for you guys. Because I know how bored you guys are. I'm bored too. And I got in some fucking heavy rap talking about some heavy shit for about 20 minutes while I was changing strings on some guitar. I can't remember what it was. And then I looked up at the phone and it wasn't recording. I was out here for 20 minutes talking to myself because I forgot to hit record on the phone. What a dumbass. That's Larry for you. He does shit like that. Here's the Diodario XL 10s that the boys at Diodario were kind enough to send me. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to put these to good use, and I promise I won't bother you anymore. I don't like to be a nuisance. I don't ever want to ask for free shit from people. It doesn't fit my style at all. But I really do appreciate you guys sending this stuff, Andy. I promise I'm going to use it. And I will tell everybody how much I love Diodario strings. I've already been doing that all these years. I got my second phone over here, you know, 2-phone Tommy. So we can get into some DCB this way while we're doing this, you know. One guy said, not only does that double neck sound so killer, it's a perfect match for the kitchen. Well, don't get too used to it, pal, because it's over. I wonder how many more videos are left in that kitchen. The end of an era, friends. I got to find a new place to do videos. You'll hate it at first, like you always do, anytime I make a change. But then we just get used to it, and that becomes a thing that we like. That's how it is for life in general. Men fear change. I fear change. I don't like it when the ordinary routine gets upset. But then after a couple months of worrying about it, then it's all normal, and then I don't want to change that. That's just how life goes. Original bridge on this guitar, friends. You got to be careful when you're working on an old Gibson that you don't pop these saddles out, because there ain't no damn wire. Hard to believe that this original bridge survived this long without caving in the middle, because they usually do. I don't know how that even happened. You know, Tony Nagy at Grooms says that he has a way to uncave all those old ABR1s that are all useless because they're caved in the middle. He has a way of fixing them and bringing them back to their original radius. So if you ever want to get your old ABR1 uncaved, talk to Tony Nagy at Grooms. He knows how to do it. I was amazed at the price of these original ABR1s. I've given these things away to people. I take them off guitars. I never even think about it. Man, these things are worth a fortune. Greg Voros, my buddy that works at Grooms, sold one at a guitar show. It didn't even have any saddles in it. He sold one recently for $500 or something like that. It might have been more. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know that they were worth that much money. I just take them off because they're usually all caved in and I can't use them. But you gotta admit, man, the original ABR1 is a fucking great design. It's a stroke of genius. One of the many things Gibson did that just knocked it out of the park. It's a great design. You can complain about the early ones not having a retainer wire. You can go ahead and complain about that. I'll listen. It's true. Somebody should have thought of that. But can you imagine how many bands in rock history have been in the middle of a gig and a guy goes for a big bend, blows out a string, and that saddle just goes popping out on the floor, and they can never find it. The gig is over at that point, unless he's got a backup guitar. I'm sure some of you guys have stories like that. It's never happened to me personally, but I promise you it's happened. You know that guy, Doug and Pat's guitar show? Those sweetheart guys, I forget where they live. They're somewhere up north, and they came down and did an interview with me one time, and me and Ebo and them had lunch or breakfast one day. It was great to meet those guys, sweethearts. And Pat, he's just an old guitar nerd, just like me, and he's got the same guitar as I do. He's got a Burst, and he's got a 57 Goldie. The difference is, this is a fact, my friends. I've paid a total of, let's see, $430,000 for my two guitars, and he paid $1,000 for both of his guitars. He bought them back in the 70s, and he joked about that the last time I saw him. I think it's actually less than $1,000 combined for both guitars. That's fucking awesome, right? I mean, think about that. Think about if you can go back in time in a fucking time traveling device and buy as many 57 goldies and 58 bursts as you could find. Well, I'll tell you, you can only find 457 goldies apparently ever made. And apparently 1,700 bursts ever made in all 3 years. But no one knows the exact number because the 1959 Gibson shipping ledger conveniently disappeared one day and no one has been able to find it. This is the stuff of folklore. It's kind of like Homeskoolin episode 244. What happened to it? It's like the Bermuda Triangle. What happened to all those planes that went down there? Think about that, friends. Think about that. What are y'all doing today? I know what I'm doing. It's my dear beloved ex-wife's birthday. I always remember that because it's 2 days after my dear departed mother's birthday. My dear mother, Norma, would have been 94, I reckon. Let's see. Yeah, 94. No, 93. 2 days ago. She was born in 1931. She was a great old bird. My God, miss her. We all miss her so bad. My kids, my sweet little boys, especially Marshall, he's always talking about Grandma Norma. He always talks about her. I think it's the sweetest thing. He barely remembers her from being in a nursing home. He was very young when we used to go visit her in a nursing home. And she, of course, loved little Marshall. Who doesn't? And she used to give him M&Ms, and he remembers that. He always talks about her giving him M&Ms in the nursing home. Such a sweet, sweet memory. That's the cool thing about Marshall. He's got an old soul, man. He always talks about old shit, antique stuff. He's very curious about anything that's old and like, it's a very honest, genuine concern he has for things of days gone by. Most young kids don't give a shit about history or the past. Really all they care about is whether the Wi-Fi is working. But he is like always looking up. We sit at dinner. This is a cool thing to do, friends. I'm not trying to teach you how to be a dad or anything, but sometimes we'll sit at the dinner table and there's a computer sitting right there because that's where I do all my home videos there. I call them home videos. You might call it homeschooling. And like while we're eating dinner, sometimes I'll just pick a random historical figure and I'll just teach them while we're having dinner about a certain random historical figure. Like the other day, we're sitting there having spaghetti and I go, "You guys ever heard of Hank Greenberg?" And they're like, "Nope." So I start pulling up videos of Hank Greenberg and they love it. I'll teach them about stuff like, any cool mythological, historical figure. I'll just take dinner break and teach them about that while we're having dinner. And then they walk away from it knowing who Ty Cobb is or Sandy Koufax or Lyndon Johnson or anybody. And I just pick random people that I figure they should know about. And they like to watch it. It's cool. They get into that shit. So do I. History is funny because when they teach it to you in school, kids don't give a shit about it. But when you get older, that's when you start caring about history. See, old people love history. Kids don't give a shit. These are generalizations I'm making. Sweeping generalizations. I like to make sweeping generalizations. Stuff like white people are born with a proclivity to rush. But I watched some video this morning where some dumbass woman is talking about how you know that guy Jesse Wells who does these videos? He just stands there with an acoustic guitar and he makes all these sort of protest songs. Young fella. He's great. Look him up. He's a clever guy. He would have fit right into the Greenwich Village scene back in the 60s. But he makes these like current topic videos talking about singing songs about whatever's going on in America right now, you know, or in the world. And this dumbass girl makes a video saying that he was canceled. Like, struggling musician Jesse Wells gets canceled for making a song called Fat, where he talks about how Americans have all just given up and we're all fat because we're eating all the wrong shit. And he's absolutely right. Everything he says in the song is 100% true. And she's saying that he was canceled. He wasn't canceled. How do you cancel something? This is dumb. This shit. Oh, God, this fucking world that we're in now. Cancel culture. It's the most bullshit. I can't even tell you how stupid it is. And he wasn't canceled. He's not struggling. He's awesome. And she's acting like, I made a little comment on there. You'll see it if you look. I can't help it sometimes. Crusty old Larry comes out. I don't like where things have headed with all this politically correct fucking bullshit. People are way too sensitive now. It was way more fun in the old days when people had a fucking sense of humor about things. And a little thicker skin, you might say, right? But now, everybody's all looking for a way to attack the other guy. I think it's hilarious. I was just fucking with some guy in a video the other day. Someone put up a video talking about one of my things that I said in one of my videos, and the guy made a comment that said, "I don't care what Tom Bukovac says." And then just to fuck with the guy and just to do what everyone else does to me, I wrote back and said, "Whoa, dude. Holy shit, so racist." You know, completely coming at him from a racist angle, even though nothing he said was racist. And I was just completely exercising my right to turn everything into a racist thing. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, man, I didn't mean to be racist," you know, even though I was totally fucking with the guy. You can spin anything you want, any way you want. And you can make any facts or statistics mean anything you want to fit your narrative in this world. And 99% of it is all just a bunch of bullshit. I try to tell that to my sweet little boys. You know, I want them to be aware of the actual real issues that are happening in this world, but I also want them to be aware that 99% of this shit that people bullshit, argue about and talk about is just a bunch of horseshit. And they get it. And I know a lot of you guys out there get it too. Music business is dying, you know. All this shit, doom and gloom shit. You know, yes, we need to do some more shit to protect this planet. It's global warming shit. Yeah, it's all real, right? You know, wet bulb theory. There's a lot of things we could all be doing to help. Try to limit your single-use plastic as much as you can, friends. You know, you don't have to have plastic bags every time you go to the store. Bring your own bags, man. It's easier anyway. Little things like that. You don't have to fucking go out of your way. But, man, that's it. Let's talk about guitars now. You like guitars? Listen to this fucking thing. This guitar is old, man. Think about the fact this thing is This thing is fucking 60, let's see, 42 plus 24, 66 years old. It seems like 100 years old, just the way it feels. It's old. But this wood was 100 years old when they built the guitar, at least. So you think about the fact that this Honduran mahogany here and this Brazilian rosewood is probably damn near 200 years old on this guitar. Think about that. All the way, what I love is the way, like, look at the way all the fucking plastic, I don't know if I can show you this without, the plastic is all just fused together from 60 years of being plunked on. Everything is like melted together. You see that? I love this fucking guitar. It's amazing. I'm so lucky to have been able to find this guitar, and very fortunate that the way it all happened. My dear friend Dirk, who helped me get this guitar, I owe him a lot, and I won't forget it. How much he helped me. I never thought I'd be able to find a burst or ever buy one. But I gotta say, ever since I bought this guitar, things have gotten better in my life. Like, it's been a good luck charm. You guys remember the great trilogy of pain that I experienced. You were there for the whole thing. This guitar sort of ended it all when I bought this guitar. Everything started looking up. And man, you know, I'm not all supernatural, and, you know, I don't know if you believe all that shit, but it's a coincidence at the very least. Well, I got pretty close, just tuning it up there by ear. These are good strings, man, these New York XLs. Is that what you guys use? I was on a session yesterday with Brian Sutton, and he was saying, God, man, he just played this part on a song, and he comes out and he goes, oh Lord, he goes, that was a high stress part I just played. And I go, really? What's up? And he goes, man, the chair in there is squeaking real bad. And I'm trying these new strings that I on his old Martin, and he goes, I go, well, you don't like them? He goes, no, I don't like them. He said, I go, what are they? And he's like, they're so-and-so, and I found out they're coated strings, and I go, Brian, you can't play coated strings. That's not on brand for you. And he goes, I know, man. See, coated strings, they're horse shit. I'm sorry. They don't sound right. Yeah, they might last longer, but they don't tune up. He said it felt like everything was just going, and it's like, coated strings are bullshit, friends. No real pros use them. They don't work. I'm telling you, it just ain't right. It ain't no part of nothing, as they say in the South. There's companies that are trying to make advancements in that field, and they're trying all kind of shit to make them better, and maybe one day they will be great, but they're not great. And who cares if a set of strings dies fast? Who cares? Just put some new ones on, man. It's not that. You saw how fast I just did this. It don't take much time. This is such a fucking great guitar. All right, friends. I'm gonna check out now. Go start my day. Hope you enjoyed our little coffee chat. Have a good time out there today, friends. Class dismissed.